And welcome back to the Zolteus Gaming Channel. I am your host, Zolteus. Here with another episode of Gamedec. So we've gone over all the introductions. We've talked about deduction, codex, professions. We can only do so much on deduction because we haven't actually started a quest yet. But as you can see, we have one. We found a new job. We need to go see Mr. Haggis. Let's re-review professions. We took one in a scalpel. We still have a couple of pieces left, but we're going to want to look into potentially doing one or multiple more of these. Glacier is nice to have, as is sleeves, because you know how to flex your brain. You know, you've got the virtual know-how here. Infotainer just means that you're gonna spread your social butterfly wings and all that. But either way, we took one here because we can recognize wounded, stabilization of people. I guess we're trying to be a goody two shoes, but either way, doesn't matter. Let's go see Mr. Haggis. He's expecting me, is he? Okay, well then he's expecting me. All right, Codex. This is where we can actually get into the Codex. Well, we've already gotten into the Codex, but this is where you'll notice all of those little tidbits of information that you gather will appear. So if for some reason you're coming back to a game that you haven't played in a while and you need to remember what's going on, the Codex actually has a good amount of info. So here's where one of those nifty little choices come in. You can see I could actually click on this workspace if I wanted to. But chances are I'll be found, or I didn't go straight to Director Haggis's office, which means he might be upset with me. Choices mean things. I like to look at this workspace. And if I had Infotainer, I could assess the chair, but we're just going to look at the monitors. All right, so once again, we're seeing past choices, right? So depending on what you say, what you do, how you react, how you act in certain situations, it'll affect. And that's one of the few things that really stuck out to me. Now, there's plenty to like about this game, but the whole reason why choices matter, games do well, is because it gives more finality and more variation to games. And this one seems to really take that to another level. Can really appreciate that. All right, here's where we hit deduction. So when I do that, I can now move around freely. But let's take a look at deduction. So got the job from Haggis. Still don't have any data. And as you go about each portion, there's no data. As you unlock data, more and more of this stuff will start to surface. So let's actually take a look for some clues here. All right, Timmy, let's have a talk. So you can find secrets being mean or being nice. I mean, it really depends on the direction you want to go and what kind of reaction you want to elicit. It looks like we can get more info by being mean, but we'll see. All right, so we've gotten Timmy to trust us all the way to the right. So now he's going to tell us a few things that will help in our investigation. As you can see, deduction already has some extra stuff in it. So let's just see what this is, finish the conversation, check out that deduction tab. All right, so as you can see, still got question marks pretty much everywhere, right? But we now have how to help Fredo. When we open this, we have a few pieces of information. And as you can see, deduction, this is the main node. Every decision during deduction is irreversible. If I choose to do something specific, now I am locked in and I can't go back. If you believe you have enough information, click and hold the left mouse button to choose that answer. So as you can see, with just a few pieces of information, I can now determine the path forward. So, says Timmy suffered psychological trauma while in the Virtuilium. Virtualum. Virtualum. One should approach this testimony with caution. So, he suffered mental trauma, so who knows what he told me is correct. Because I got him to trust me, chances are he told me what I needed to hear, at least from that standpoint. Went into a game for adults. He also told me they went into Paradise Beach. But then when I got him to trust me, he said they went into Twisted and Perverted. So, I now have, with the exception of these pieces of data, which I'm sure if I do some more investigation, I can find some more pieces of data, but I can already make a choice here. So if I say, tell the father to find his son in the game, this would then set me on this path where it says, Fredo tries to attract attention of his father at all costs because he feels neglected. This behavior is a dangerous, desperate provocation. I should convince Haggis to enter the game, find a son, and rebuild their relationship. If I didn't get Timmy to trust me, I could have gone to Paradise Beach, a world for people looking for love and sex. Fredo may be there. I should log into the game to find him here. Or I can go to the place when I gained his trust he told me to go. Fredo may still be in the game Twisted and Perverted, an adult world that combines sex with violence. I should log into the game and find the boy there. But I don't want to do that just yet because, as you remember, there was a person sitting right here. Looks like logged into the game with Timmy. Maybe I should question her. All right, so we have a mini game of sorts, but either way, a progress bar will appear in certain situations. Depending on the decisions you make, will either progress that bar or will... I mean, there are probably options that bring it back if you've moved forward, but either way, it does make sure to let you know that filling it isn't always good. In this case, it's saying revitalize, so we do want to fill it. So we need to analyze this problem. Uh-oh. See, we failed. See, we failed that objective, but we did question. So we got some info there. So investigation is most likely over. I don't think I got any more information. I did not, but I'm fairly sure Twisted and Perverted is the right choice. So I am going to hold and choose that. So now I go here. Had I chosen... let the father find his son, chances are it would have gone to this option instead of the virtualum. So, you know, choices matter. So now when I click this, I now have to get some form of data when I get in there, move on to the next, so on and so forth. And that's how this progresses. And as you can see, just doing that portion, even though it was just a few minutes, is still section 1 of 5. So there's a lot of depth to these investigations, and it's actually a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and move on. Yep. Might be inside the adults only world, Twisted and Perverted. So now had I not made a choice when I talked to him, this wouldn't have come up. All expenses are on you. Sweet. All right. We made the deduction. We could have done Paradise Beach. I'm sure it would have been a lot more, carefree and fun. But let's go to Twisted and Perverted. All right. Twisted and Perverted, HUD. Virtualum has its own HUD. It shows the character level. Experience points, slots for collected objectives, and kills and death counters, blah, blah, blah. Sweet. So I've got a virtual gun. I haven't died yet. I haven't killed anyone yet. And I am level 1. So, moving around. Lots of stuff to see. You have to get close to stuff in order for it to jump out at you like this. I don't want to know what you do. Never mind. Let's see. Ken Zhao. If you had read the notices, you would know that this guy right here got disqualified from an online sports game because he claimed he was being trolled. Let's see what he's doing here. Am I a troll? Well, I could say I'm a Gamedec. I could deny, but I mean, he's probably not going to believe me. I'm from Low City, so I'm from Low City, man. Come on. I just found myself a friend. I could use a partner. Sure thing, Chief. Oh, boy. All right, well, we got a partner. But that's... So, once again, that was the big thing with this episode. I wanted to introduce you to the deduction. Over the next episode or two, because these can be pretty long, but over the next episode or two, we're going to solve this this crime in here, or this case, I should say. It's not a crime yet. And kind of go through the steps a little bit more, but I just wanted you to see how it starts, but at a minimum, see that deduction screen and how you actually make use of it. So, one last thing that I will say is it's highly irregular that you'll get every single piece of data, and sometimes you won't get all of the data that you need to actually tell you exactly what's going on. So the only reason I got this was because I got Timmy to trust me, right? He might not have said a thing, but I could have gotten a tip from looking at Timmy's clothes that told me they were thinking about going in here but not actually saying it. Timmy actually said they went into Twisted and Perverted. So that's the only reason I even had this piece of information. Moving on to this second portion, when I have more information in here, I may not even get all of the details that give me the outright answer. And I may have to choose a path that either isn't correct but will still lead me to the end, or is correct in a different way and still leads me to a conclusion. So not all conclusions are good, right? Chances are you make wrong decisions multiple times. I could end up accidentally killing the client or his son. Who knows? It just depends on the decisions you make, and that's one of the things that I'm really getting into with this game. So, that's going to do it for this episode. Like and subscribe for more content, and as always, I will see you in the next video.